On Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. President Trump announces a major oil deal with Venezuela. Details on the president's plan for profits are coming up next. Years after the Uvalde shooting, a trial begins as the courtroom seeks answers. Plus, the Victoria City Council makes 3 key appointments to the Civil Service Board, bringing decades of experience to the roles.
And this morning, as you can see right here, we're dealing with some very dense and dangerous fog around the crossroads. But this is our last morning of the fog because tomorrow the winds and clouds increase before a cold front gets here and we are right back to winter. All that in the weather coming up.
And Victoria's girls basketball battle Terry in district play and made some history. We'll find out what happened later on.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your very foggy and dangerous Wednesday morning.
Very foggy. That's an understatement, Carolina, because we got some very dense and dangerous fog all around the crossroads. And something I was actually just telling her off camera a moment ago, something you may not know, is that if fog were considered a weather-related death due to car crashes, that would be the highest weather-related death every year by about double or triple more than heat-related deaths every year. So this is why I stress fog so much to y'all every single morning because, well, you can't see anything on the roads and you smash right into the back of the car, and you definitely don't want that. But you can see exactly what I was talking about. Fog, it's pretty bad out there right now. Actually, on this camera, we're looking at visibility probably down to an 1/8 mile, somewhere between 500 and 600 feet. So please stay extra cautious on the roads this morning. It's because our temperature has now dropped slightly into the 50s, right on par with our dew point 59, bringing us 100% humidity underneath our calm to very light winds, allowing the air to saturate, forming fog, not just in Victoria, all around the crossroads, and actually all the way up through Houston, as you can see. That's why we have dense fog advisories in effect for all 13 crossroads counties and all the way up through Houston until 10 a.m. So if you're going to be traveling either of those directions, please be extremely careful on the roads. Make sure to decrease your speed, increase your following distance between you and the car in front of you, and use your low beam headlights too. And also I might recommend a light jacket. It's a little cool out there, but later today when those kiddos are coming back from school, they're going to be like, what cool? It's warm. We'll look at those details next.
The Victoria City Council confirms 3 appointments to the Civil Service Board. The council selected Casey Cullen, who has 15 years of law experience, to serve a one-year term. Descartes Joseph, with over 30 years as a financial advisor in Victoria, will serve a 2-year term. Lee Keeling, an attorney with over 35 years of experience and former member of the State Bar Grievance Committee, will also join the board. Keeling believes the board's expertise in law and finance will greatly benefit the community.
It's important, I think, as a citizen of Victoria, that we get off on the right foot. And since designing the set of rules that will be applicable, to initially start, that those are probably subject to change over time, but I really want the city to get off on the right foot with with rules that we can hopefully that will last and be durable.
Each appointee has experience with the Sales Tax Development Corporation. City Manager Jesus Garza stated that they were the only applicants who met all of his preferred requirements as the city seeks to establish new rules and functions for the board moving forward. President Trump says Venezuela is set to turn over millions of barrels of oil to the United States. The president stated the country will transfer 30 to 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil. The U.S. will then sell the oil at market price, with profits controlled by Trump to benefit the people of Venezuela and America. President Trump says the oil will be transported by storage ships and unloaded at U.S. docks. Now to the trial of a former police officer present during the Robb Elementary School shooting. ABC's Hannah Batal reports on the accusations and testimony altering the course of the trial.
Nearly 4 years after 19 children and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas, the trial of a former school police officer is now underway. Adrian Gonzalez faces multiple counts of child endangerment, accused of neglecting his duty to protect the students during the chaotic response to the shooting.
Get inside!
Despite hundreds of officers on the scene, law enforcement took 77 minutes to confront the gunman. Prosecutors say Gonzalez failed to act even after a teacher warned him where the gunman was.
He gets on the radio and says, shots are fired, he's wearing black, he's in the parking lot. He knows where he is. But Adrian Gonzalez remains.
The defense says Gonzalez is being scapegoated, arguing he was one of the first officers to enter the school and that he evacuated children as other police arrived.
The government wants to make it seem like he just sat there, you know. He didn't just sit there. He did what he could with what he knew at the time.
Teacher Stephanie Hale testified her students ran from the playground to the school building to find shelter and armed themselves with scissors.
What was the plan?
Do what we had to do, defend, keep quiet, wait until somebody came to get us.
But the defense says Hale's account of where she saw the shooter changed from her earlier statements, a key detail in this case which they say was not disclosed to them in advance. Now the judge is considering a possible mistrial. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Wyoming Supreme Court has struck down the state's near-total abortion ban. The state's highest court also rejected a law prohibiting the sale of abortion pills. The justices stated that the new laws violate the state constitution. Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon criticized the court's decision. If the state passes a constitutional amendment on abortion, it would go before voters in November. For more local news, weather, and sports, come to crossroadstoday.com. It's now 6:37 on our Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. As the new year prompts financial reflections, one local expert offers advice to help secure your financial future.
As questions mount over the future of Venezuela, President Trump has drawn widespread criticism as he shifts some attention to Greenland. I'm Christiane Cordero in Washington with that story coming up.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, you heard me say we're looking for more near-record heat coming away. So coming up next, we'll take a look and see how warm it'll be near you. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Weather Wednesday. For your Wednesday, yeah, it's a little bit foggy out there right now this morning, so y'all please stay safe on the roads, but the fog that's out there, that'll burn off, I'm thinking, somewhere between 8:30 to 9:30, and we're going to be looking mostly sunny for the rest of the day, which you're going to see in a second. But I also want to let y'all know this is going to be our last foggy morning. I did say that earlier. Here's why. Winds are going to be increasing actually as early as today. You can see morning time, not actually breezy at all. We maybe have a gust up to 10 at times, but afternoon time, that's when the winds will pick up a little bit. We'll look for a wind gust up to about 20 miles an hour at times, so not super breezy this afternoon. But as we go into tonight and tomorrow, they're going to continue increasing. Here's tonight, midnight, looking at winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour at times, and that's going to provide us with mixing in the air. It's going to be a little bit of dry air mixing in with the humid air, so no fog. And as we go into tomorrow, Thursday, like I said, winds will continue increasing. We'll look for gusts up to 30, maybe even 35 miles an hour at times. So if you have any lightweight items outside, maybe like a light potted plant, maybe take that inside or just secure it to the ground. But for today, Wednesday, like I said, mostly sunny. As soon as the fog burns off, we'll look for a couple clouds in the morning time, but that'll burn off to mostly sunny skies for the rest of the day with also a few passing clouds, but mostly sunny, so grab your sunglasses. But as we go into tonight, the clouds are going to pick up and be with us all the way through the weekend and next week. And we'll also have a 20% chance for maybe a couple spotty showers in the morning time. Before the clouds stay with us, we're still warm, and then we have a cold front to talk about this weekend, and that's coming up next.
Victoria East girls basketball battled Terry last night in district action. They started off very hot in the first half, and they would never let go when this one 63-48 as Avery Valentine and Kayla Mathis both led the way with 12 points each to propel the Titans. And after the game, they also celebrated Avery Valentine becoming Victoria East's all-time leading scorer in their school's history. So props up to Avery getting that big-time accomplishment. And after the game, I talked to their head coach there, Yolanda North, about highlighting why Valentine achieved this record.
She's not afraid to take the big shot. And so there have been countless times that this kid has hit the shot to put us in overtime in the playoffs and different things like that. So, I mean, she's not afraid of the challenge.
Now, North and the Titans now head in this one 4-1 in district, and they're going to face Fort Bend Marshall on the road there this Friday night, and it'll be at 6:30 p.m. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Now we turn to the uncertainty in Latin America. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details as President Trump considers military intervention in other parts of the world.
This morning, as questions mount about the future of Venezuela, a source tells ABC News the U.S. has set 2 conditions the interim government must meet: cut economic ties with Russia, China, and Iran, and partner exclusively with the U.S. in oil production. President Trump announcing Venezuela will turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil as he extends his demands.
My question is, or else what? What else is the United States threatening to do, and what actions are they taking?
Trump vows the oil will be sold at market rate to, quote, benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States, as he steers some focus to his renewed threat to take over Greenland, a territory that is part of Denmark, a NATO ally.
We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place.
The White House is even floating using the U.S. military, drawing condemnation from major European powers and concern from some members of Congress.
Look, no, I don't think that's perfect.
Leaders from both Denmark and Greenland are pushing back on Trump's demands, now requesting a meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Rainbow trout fishing is now open at Riverside Park's Duck Pond. Texas Parks and Wildlife stocked the pond with 850 rainbow trout. The trout are provided at no cost to the city. But residents are asked to adhere to certain guidelines. Use only pole and line, no fishing nets. Keep only the fish you intend to use with a limit of no more than 5 per day. Release unwanted fish. Have a fishing license if you are 17 years or older, including adults accompanying minors. Parks and Wildlife plan to add an additional 850 trout to the pond in February. As the new year begins, a local financial group suggests it's the perfect time to examine where your money is really going. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with an advisor to share what he learned.
President of Road Financial Group, Michelle Road, has been in the Victoria area for more than 10 years and encourages people to keep track of their spending, whether that means to spend less in certain areas or just simply earn more by creating a budget.
We're honored to be able to serve people in this way, to change lives. And I would say my advice to people is to not get too bogged down overthinking it or getting overwhelmed. Reach out for help, whether it's me as a financial advisor or somebody else you get along with.
Road urges people to assess where they want to be financially, look at their credit score, and set a goal on how much they'd like to save.
From personal experience, one thing that's really sad is when people walk in here and they're tired, they're ready to slow down and not work as much anymore in retirement age, maybe 65 years old, and they haven't saved anything for retirement.
Road Financial Group helps people take a closer look at their total expenses so they're able to save more for their future. Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
If you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen to contact our newsroom or email us your tips at staff@crossroadstoday.com. It's now 6:45 on our Wednesday morning. Still to come on Sunrise. A new surprising study reveals the difference between men and women when it comes to exercise, what you need to know. All right, time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Dallas. Happy 10th birthday, Papas, from Daddy. I'm so proud of you. Hope you have a good day. Love you.
Oh, happy birthday, Dallas. And also happy birthday to Tim. He's also our cake winner today. Congratulations, Tim. We love you from Mom, Bernard, Momo, and Popo.
Happy birthday to Bubba. Happy blessed birthday, Dad. Love you to the moon and back from your children, grandchildren, and your loving wife, Dorothy.
Happy birthday, Bubba. And also happy birthday to Tilly. Happiest of birthday wishes to Tilly Sue. We love you so much and are so proud of you.
Happy 13th birthday to JJ. Hope you have a great day. Love from Mom and Dad.
Happy birthday, JJ. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
It's now 6:47 on our Wednesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, and happy birthday to Pete.
Wow, that's right. Happy birthday, y'all. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of y'all heard me talking about some more record heat coming our way. Well, today we're not going to be looking for a record high temperature, but we will be getting awfully close. Looking for a high of 82 in Victoria underneath those mostly sunny skies, so y'all stay cool and hydrated. That is 17 degrees above where we're supposed to be this time of year. Average is 65 on your January 7th. But like I said, 3 degrees below our record set more than 100 years ago, 103 years ago. 1923 is when that was set. But today you can see everyone else looking about the same. Oh, mighty warm out there, looking at low 80s for a good majority of the area. So y'all just try your best to stay cool because it will not feel like January until this weekend. And next week, because you heard me talking about it, we've got a cold front coming this weekend, y'all, and I guarantee you will notice when it blows through because it is going to be breezy and cloudy. It's going to be a cold north wind gusting up to 30 at times on Saturday after the front blows in early Saturday morning. And after it blows by, we're looking at highs dropping to the 60s, low 60s, and even upper 50s for a day, I'm thinking on Monday, underneath more mostly cloudy skies. And if you thought that was cold, look at the lows. We're going to be quite chilly in the morning times. Lows in the 40s and 30s. Wind chills might even get close down to freezing. Wind chills, not the actual temperature. But the actual cold front, it's coming from a couple things. We've got this mid-level low off the coast of California. That is going to drag another low out of the Pacific right here. And then that one will drag our Arctic low pressure system out of Canada, sending us our front on Saturday. And we'll look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
If you want your flight to be on time, your best bet is to fly overseas. A new report on the most punctual airlines and airports shows that international options experience fewer delays. Delta was the top North American airline, ranking 10th worldwide with over 80% on-time arrivals. The top U.S. airports for timeliness were Honolulu, Salt Lake City, and Portland, Oregon. Less than a week into the new year, stock markets are setting new record highs. Optimism around AI chip makers and drug maker Moderna helped push the Dow up nearly 1%, bringing it closer to the 50,000 mark. The Nasdaq added nearly 0.7% and the S&P added 0.6%. AI is everywhere at the big consumer electronics tech trade show in Las Vegas. Gaming company Razer is showcasing an AI companion that sits on your desk. Numerous robots are also on display, including a robotic vacuum that sprouts legs to climb the stairs. It's time to place your Girl Scout cookie orders. A new flavor, Explorer Moors, inspired by Rocky Road ice cream, is joining the lineup. Experts advise moving beyond one-size-fits-all workouts. ABC News' Jacqueline Lee reports on how exercise and heart health vary between men and women.
A study in Nature Cardiovascular Research finds women may gain more heart health benefits from exercise than men. Women who exercised about 4 hours a week lowered their risk of coronary heart disease by 30%, while men needed about 8 hours to match that benefit. Even among people who already are living with heart disease, women who met the CDC recommended 2.5 hours of weekly exercise had a 3-fold lower risk of death compared to men. Overall, the more time participants spent being active, the lower their risk of heart disease and death, proof that giving your heart a workout really does pay off. Researchers say these findings underscore the value of personalized fitness plans and suggest it's time for customized exercise recommendations. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. Los Angeles marks 1 year since the Palisades fire. A new chief now addressing changes and shortcomings. Ahead of today's anniversary, Los Angeles' new fire chief briefed on what went wrong, lessons learned, and changes made since the Palisades fire. The Palisades fire burned over 23,000 acres, becoming the third most destructive wildfire in Southern California. A group of Buddhist monks walking for peace have now reached South Carolina. After 73 days on the move, the monks, along with their dog Aloka, crossed the Savannah River into the Palmetto State on Tuesday. The group began their 2,300-mile journey in Fort Worth in late October. Today, the monks will continue toward Columbia and will eventually arrive at their final destination, Washington, D.C. The Victoria City Council has confirmed 3 appointments for the Civil Service Board. Casey Cullen, DeCarter Joseph, and Lee Keeling, with a combined 50 years in law and 30 years in finance experience, will oversee personnel policies in the Victoria Fire Department. Rainbow trout fishing is now open at Riverside Park's Duck Pond. Texas Parks and Wildlife stocked the pond with 850 rainbow trout. Here's what you need to know if you plan to fish. Release the fish you don't intend to keep. Keep only 5 a day, use 1 line, and have a fishing license if you're 17 years or older. As the new year kicks off, a local financial group says now is the perfect time to take a closer look at where your money is really going. One local expert shares advice. And to learn more about our news, weather, and sports, come to crossroadstoday.com. And now let's take a look at our forecast, although it may be hard to see anything out there right now.
That's a good one, Carolina. Take a look at our forecast, but take a look at what? That's right. You can't really see anything this morning because it is a very foggy one out there, y'all. So that means, obviously, please stay safe and extra careful on the roads this morning. Make sure to use your low beam headlights, windshield wipers, increase the following distance between you and the car in front of you, and also slow your speed about 5, maybe 10 miles an hour. Just to stay safe in this, because we are looking at very dangerous fog all around the crossroads, not just in Victoria. 60 is what we're starting at, but that's matching our dew point. And you can see, like I said, not just Victoria, but all around the crossroads and actually all the way up through Houston. That's why we have dense fog advisories in effect for all of those counties until 10 a.m. So please stay safe if you'll be traveling either of those directions this morning. Otherwise, no really need for a jacket. We're a little cool, upper 50s and low 60s, so maybe a light jacket, but you'll definitely take it off later today because we're looking for 80 degrees this afternoon in Port Lavaca, upper 70s by noontime, mostly sunny all day, so I'd also grab your sunglasses as well. Same thing in Victoria, but a bit warmer the further north you go, inland counties. 82 today in Victoria, 79 at noon, and also a bit warmer in Cuero, 83 today. It's January 7th. Does that look like January? I don't think so. But it will look like January going into this weekend, y'all. I'm pumping this cold front up, y'all, because it's going to be a big one. When it blows in, it's going to be breezy on Saturday and cloudy. A little bit chilly also. Highs only getting up into the low 60s, and it'll be just like that all the way into next week. Highs sticking in the low 60s, even a day in the upper 50s, and low temperatures, ooh, chilly cold in the 30s and 40s.
All right, thank y'all for being with us this morning. Join Shana Dawn, Maclovia, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.